What is going on, my crazy 76er fanatics? Guys, thanks for stopping back in for another daily pod with your daily 76er discourse and discussion. I want to thank everyone who's stopping, who's liking, who's been commenting, and who's just coming in and watching, guys. All the viewers, all the commenters, all the likers. You guys are helping us climb that subscription ladder. Each view, each comment, all of you guys matter. What matters a lot, though, is the return of the Grimes. Let's get grimy in the building because Quentin Grimes returned to the Sixers facility. And apparently, Quentin Grimes looks really good. I'm talking about more than practice potential. One thing we have to say about Grimes is that he is returning on a qualifying offer. This is a one-year deal for, as many would look at it, as minimum money. Grimes, who's looking for $25 million a year, was able to re-sign with the Sixers for about $9 million for this year. And he wants to talk about the contract negotiations because they asked him about it, and this was clearly a conversation, a topic conversation all summer. Grimes went on to say this: it's in the past. It's a business, and I know that. But I'm here to play for the city of Philadelphia, play for my teammates, play for Coach Nurse, and just go out there and do whatever I can to help this team win. Hopefully, I get to be back here and sign a long-term deal. I wanted to be here on a long-term deal. A few things you can take from that. One, he understands the assignment. He's on a qualifying offer. He's on a one-year deal. And some of that has a lot to do with his agent's negligence and with his poor negotiation tactics. So for him to come in and make a stink, make a scene, have some turmoil and dysfunction before the season even starts, that would be extremely problematic to not only his role in this squad, but to his outlook in the future of him being a Philadelphia 76er and how other organizations would view him. If he came in here and started up some mess, okay? Started up another problem the Philadelphia front office would have to comment on and maybe address, we would have a huge problem with Quentin Grimes. We have a huge problem with Quentin Grimes deciding to resign. And maybe, guys, that money would be messed up for the future. Every team, every organization wants a team player, wants a guy that can not only put himself to the side for a bigger purpose, but also is just a mature player who's not going to bring all of their drama to the media, i.e. what James Harden did to the Sixers, i.e. what Ben Simmons has done to the Sixers, and also what Joel Embiid has unfortunately done to the Sixers. We need a player with maturity in this locker room. We need some consistency and some dependability. And Quentin Grimes says he's willing to bring that to this team regardless of how much money he's making per year. Another thing that you saw in there is that he said he wanted to sign a long-term deal, which could be true, could be false, regardless of the actual money or the contractual nomination that they would agree to. Quentin Grimes wanting to sign a long-term deal and that not happening is a sign that Daryl Morey done messed up. If you have a guy like Quentin Grimes, who was a restricted free agent, who probably for the first time in his career wanted a guaranteed contract, wanted some stability in his career, wanted some stability in where his career would go and where he would be playing, I believe him that he wanted a long-term deal. I also believe him that negotiations with Daryl Morey were a lot tougher this summer because this summer Daryl didn't have to negotiate with anyone else. He did not have to negotiate with other squads potentially prying Quentin Grimes away. So when Daryl had all the power, maybe Quentin Grimes didn't want to play nice and a long-term deal just wasn't applicable. But other people commented on Quentin Grimes. Other people commented on what Quentin Grimes can bring to this squad. And what Quentin Grimes brings to the squad is depth. The lineup that Nick Nurse is thinking about using is a three-guard lineup because the depth at that guard position, guys, is loaded. Not only do you have Maxey, not only do you have Grimes, but you have a VJ Edgecombe, who some people are saying is ready for the big lights, ready for the big moments, and as Coach Nick Nurse is trying to say, VJ Edgecombe may be ready to start. Tyrese and VJ look very good, very comfortable out there doing both things, playing on and off ball. We were hoping that was the case, but it looked to me well advanced early on. Nick Nurse, I guess Daryl Morey, I guess some of the Sixers coaching staff, they believe that VJ Edgecombe is ready to take on a bigger load, bigger minutes, and playing a starting role with Tyrese Maxey right now. And truthfully, guys, VJ Edgecombe is going to have to play with Maxey and start with Maxey. Not only to get comfortable, not only to get chemistry, but to get those reps in as a starter because he is the third overall pick in a loaded class with Cooper Flagg, who's looking like a future star, with Dylan Harper, who rumors are he's going to be one of the best guards in the league to come. And the following pick was VJ Edgecombe, who you hope ceiling is going to be just as high, if not higher. If VJ Edgecombe is going to reach that ceiling, if VJ Edgecombe is going to be the future of this team, the future of the franchise, he's going to have to play big minutes. He's going to have to go through these rookie mistakes, and you're also going to have to put your faith in him, your trust in him, so he can play free, play loose, and most importantly, reach that ceiling, which is supposed to be higher than Ace Bailey's. We're going to talk about Ace Bailey coming up. But we also want to talk about these three-guarded lineups from a Tyrese Maxey perspective because Tyrese loves the idea of himself and two other guards being out there at the same time because it brings him back to his college days. Tyrese Maxey went on to say that three-guard lineups really helps, especially when you have dynamic shooting, dynamic playmaking, and guys that can play off the catch, play off closeouts, attack the paint, and it makes you more dangerous. As a team, this team is going to be extremely dangerous because not only can Tyrese Maxey play in all facets of the game, Quentin Grimes showed that he was able to play off the dribble, off the catch, attack the paint, and also facilitate a little bit. VJ Edgecombe is already getting the coach's trust and other players in the locker room's trust at being the point guard, at being the facilitator, and at definitely attacking closeout and slashing to the paint. VJ Edgecombe is one of the most explosive players this team has. So three-guarded lineups may be exactly the lineups that Nick Nurse decides to employ, but Nick Nurse went out there to say, don't forget about Jared McCain. When Jared McCain is healthy, they have no problem throwing Jared McCain into that mix of potential starting three guards. So the lineups you're going to see from the Philadelphia 76ers, Maxey, McCain, Grimes. Maxey, McCain, Edgecombe. Maxey, Grimes, Edgecombe. Three guards will be played on this court most of the time because the star potential, the skills, it's going to be within those three guards, or those four guards mixed and matched into three-guarded lineups. Kelly Oubre should be out there. Trenton Wofford, a guy who we have not seen take a step on this court and show the skill set that not only they paid for, but that he'll be playing with. Trenton Wofford will be out there. And the center position, Adem Bona, Joel Embiid, maybe Andre Drummond. This is a squad, guys, that had over 50 starting lineups last season. This team started over 50 starting lineups last season. If they can get healthy, if they can get chemistry, and they can get comfortable, guys, this team will be a lot better than they were not only last season, but prior seasons. And speaking of prior seasons, guys, history does repeat itself. Fingers crossed for Sixers fans, history doesn't and won't repeat itself because a draft day mistake might have just been made. VJ Edgecombe may find himself in that starting lineup, but VJ Edgecombe may not find himself as NBA ready as Ace Bailey is looking, guys. Ace Bailey took on Kevin Durant's Houston Rockets. Ace Bailey took on a huge workload for the Utah Jazz, and the Jazz seem to be powered behind their first round pick this year to be the star of this squad, not only this year, not only next year, but for future years to come, because he's looking NBA ready. Ace Bailey put up 25 points. He took 16 shots, guys, and he made 11 of them, shooting 68% from the field and getting real comfortable in an NBA setting of only taking 3 dribbles or less before that shot goes up. Ace Bailey is comfortable with minimum dribbles, catching and shooting. I mean, some of the shots he was taking, slashing to the baseline, coming back to the three to catch and shoot a three-point shot while keeping the ball high and finishing even higher. Shooting a mid-range. Turnaround shots. Ace Bailey looked like Paul George. He looked like Kevin Durant. He looked like a third overall pick, the pick the Sixers should have taken. VJ Edgecombe does look like he has a high ceiling, but right now, VJ Edgecombe doesn't look like he's the most NBA-ready prospect, NBA-ready talent. If you do a redraft, guys, I think it's going to be obvious that the Sixers made a mistake not prioritizing Ace Bailey, not calling Ace Bailey's management, and not guaranteeing yourself that you get the best player at that third overall position. Ace Bailey, guys, could be, should be, and it's looking like to be the rookie of the year this year. What will VJ Edgecombe be, guys? I can't wait for the season to start. This is a comparison. These guys will be locked in to each other's careers until one or the other explodes past extremely, surpasses the one player by a lump sum. I'm excited to talk about it, guys. I'm excited to cover it. I'm also excited to see what the heck you guys be talking about. Did you leave a comment? Did you like? Did you comment? Did you subscribe, guys? Like, comment, and subscribe. A channel brought to you for the people, by the people, as we cover all the conversations about our people, those Philadelphia 76ers. Guys, thank you so much for stopping in, dropping in, liking, commenting, and leave a comment because next episode, guys, we will be covering all of your crazy comments because the Sixers can't stop making them.